Did you wait to take a big gulp of water till when we started?
Yeah. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Sick.
Hi
Yeah.
everybody. Um.
Hey guys.
Hey. uh.
Bye.
Uh. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Um.
So yeah, how you doing, Michael, on this
I'm
fine
good.
day?
I'm good. I just watched Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, just like 15 minutes ago.
Have you
Um.
boxed it yet?
I haven't boxed it yet.
Okay, that's fair.
It's all good though. It's pretty much the same rating as the last time I boxed it. Um. But yeah, we've just been chilling, getting the house set up for Christmas, and you know, how about you?
Um, I'm good. I have a little bit of a headache. I had like a weird headache all day.
What else is new?
Um, yeah, but hopefully it'll subside. And yeah, that's it.
Yep,
That's pretty much it.
we're burned out on this already. We
Yeah,
already
we'll have a
exhausted.
more
We've already
we'll have a
reviewed
more
every
lively episode.
movie.
Yeah, every movie you could think of, we have reviewed it.
We
There's an
have
episode for
already
it.
reviewed it.
Yeah, even though we have like what 18 episodes, we have talked about every
Yeah,
movie.
but if you listen closely,
Yeah, you
they're
read
all in
between
there.
you read between the lines.
Um, so yeah, we're talking Mandalorian, obviously, if you're a long time listener. Uh,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna talk Sonic the Hedgehog, 2020 film. Notice
Hmm.
I didn't say movie; I said film.
Why didn't you say movie?
Because it's not a movie; it's a film, Tommy. And
Okay,
I also have another topic I want to talk about. It's a bit
what's
of
that?
movie news that just came out a couple days ago, and that is that Warner Brothers is putting their entire 2021 movie slate on HBO Max as well as in theaters.
Ooh.
So all
So
their
what is
major
that?
releases.
What does that include? That includes Wonder Woman. That includes what else?
I have a full list right here. So the little things, I don't know what that is. Judas and the Black Messiah, Tom and Jerry, Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, Those Who Wish Me Dead, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, In the Heights, Space Jam: A New Legacy, The Suicide Squad, Reminiscence, Malignant, Dune, The Many Saints of Newark, King Richard, Cry Macho, and The Matrix 4. All
So there were about like four movies that sounded interesting.
so I think it depends who you ask because
Maybe
a lot of
five.
these, like, you know, not for me, but they're for other people. Like In the Heights, that's the Lin Manuel Miranda musical that they're making into a movie. The Many
I have
Saints
no
of
idea who that
Newark,
is.
that's a movie prequel to the, like,
I've heard about
what's
Dune.
considered the
I have heard
greatest
about Dune
movie
though.
of yeah, everyone's heard about Dune. And then yeah, Many Saints of Newark, which is a prequel movie to the Sopranos TV show, Sopranos.
Oh.
Um, so yeah, these are, and obviously the big ones are Suicide Squad and Dune and Godzilla versus Kong,
Hmm.
um, and Space Jam. But so it's interesting
I'm
when
excited for Space Jam.
what's happening is so like Christopher Nolan just came out on Twitter a couple like hours ago and basically was like, "Fuck this shit, WB. You're so like, this is such a middle finger to the filmmakers and blah 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 and all this." And apparently, like WB made this decision without like some of the directors knowing or something.
Ooh.
So like apparently Margot Robbie's like lawyers are getting in contact with with Warner Brothers now, and people are saying this is it now. Movie theaters are dead, and I don't know about that, but I do think, you know,
Yeah, I think people are gonna want to go back to the movie theaters like once COVID's over.
right, but like
If
how
COVID's
long
over.
is it going to be
Yeah.
until that's the case, you know?
It'll
Um
probably be 2022.
oh, probably. But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be like, I don't know. I think, if we're in a position where going to the movies is like safe by next summer, then some of these I may see in actual theaters. But if not, then having the option to have them all at home is pretty good. But what's interesting is like all of these are going to be just free with your HBO Max subscription with no extra cost,
That is so sick.
which
Okay,
is
this
like,
is definitely an unpopular opinion, but I actually really enjoy the fact that new movies are just coming to streaming services. Like
see, here's I
I'm
have
a
like
fan.
mixed opinions on it. Like for part of the reason, like I say yes because like there are some movies that come straight to streaming service that I would never go to a theater just to watch. But
Mhm.
like I can't imagine seeing like an Avengers for the first time just on my laptop or on my TV at home. You know,
Yeah,
it just wouldn't be
I
the
mean, you can make
same.
it like a you could, but that's the thing. Like, you can make it kind of like a Super Bowl thing. Like people say, like, oh, I would never watch the Super Bowl like on my laptop or on my TV in my room by myself. Like, yeah, well, of course not. You'd watch it like with a bunch of people. You invite a bunch of people over. You invite your good friends so you could all watch it and like have a party and watch it. And I feel like that's maybe something similar that will come out of it with like big release movies
Yeah, but when
if
I'm
they ever
watching a
do
movie,
release
that's
it.
the last thing I want is to be around a bunch of people who can just openly talk. The
Yeah,
thing about a movie theater is it forces everyone to shut up and not look at their phone and just watch the movie.
maybe you're right. Yeah,
So
because yeah,
that's
I
my only
agree there.
thing is like I don't want to be like tempted to use my phone and check it
Mhm.
like while I'm watching something new like that. But at the same time, like would I rather not watch Suicide Squad or watch it on HBO Max? I would definitely rather watch it on HBO Max. So I think for now I'm glad this option's here, but I hope it doesn't like determine movie theaters forever. But like
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind it because like that's the thing. But I could see like the thing is, I would definitely want to go to a movie theater again. It's
yeah.
just I don't know. I think this is much more
But
like
like
consumer
Tommy, come
friendly.
on.
Like,
Remember
but
Infinity
hear me out.
War in
Infinity
the
War was so
theater
hype. It
with
was so
come
hype.
on.
No, I agree. I agree.
No, I hear
But I
you. I hear
will
what you're
say
saying.
like, cause like look like buying a ticket to a movie theater is like what like $11, right?
I think like 12 around us. Boxing.
Yeah, it's
My
somewhere around
cat
there.
just
I think I'm
losing it right now.
yeah.
She's been
He
bouncing off the walls.
Michael named his cat after the famous Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic. Anyways,
Yeah.
um, it's like what like it ranges from like $8 to $12 per movie theater ticket, and that's
Mm-hmm.
also like about the price of a month, maybe even more. It probably even is more than a lot of like the subscription services per month.
Mm-hmm.
So like not only would you get instead of buying a movie theater ticket to see one movie, you get to see like hundreds of movies as much as you want for a month long. And that's just
Mm.
like, I could see why many more people would like, I wouldn't say they prefer it, but they'd probably end up doing that anyways.
Yeah. I think it's just like I'm curious, like how does this make money like for the movie companies, you know? Because like you go from charging every single person $12 to see the movie, like everyone, to like maybe charging every three households a
Yeah.
$15
It,
fee that they already paid for a brand new movie. Like
it's got to be something like there's some kind of way that the like Netflix and like Disney Pluses of the world find out how much money or sorry, how many viewers a certain movie has gotten, and they end
mhm.
up like signing a contract that says if it gets this many views, we'll pay you this amount of money. I don't
Maybe,
know,
yeah.
something like
But
that.
like Mulan, that was $30 on top of your Disney Plus subscription. So that must have not done that
Yeah.
well if they're like
Apparently, it's coming to regular Disney Plus now.
it's on
Like it's
there
just
now.
oh, it is. I'm gonna watch it then.
I'm kind of tempted to watch it.
I'll watch it. We can do a mini review
Okay, we'll
next
do that.
episode.
We could do that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to see movie theaters go anywhere, but like for movies that I don't really give a shit about seeing, like having the option to just watch them on a streaming service that I already have is going to make me like see more things, which is always cool.
Hmm.
But at the same
Yeah,
time, like there's so many movies where like going to them is like an event, like a Star Wars or an Avengers or, you know, I mean, I'm not a big Godzilla guy, but like a Godzilla movie. Those are like
hmm.
things
And
where you
also
want like big screen and the speakers and everything.
And also just like the vibe of like once you enter the movie theater, then like you see
Mm,
the what's it called, the whatever stand,
the
the
concession
place with all
stand.
the candy concession. That's what
Yeah,
I thought it was, but I'm like, that's not the word. Um, the concession stand with all the candy and popcorn, and
yeah.
you like enter the theater with like this bag of popcorn that's way too big for like.
And you walk
Uh,
out when you walk out of the movie and it's daytime and you're surprised and you're like, whoa, and you're all disoriented. I love
yeah,
that.
or like you go in and it's like 3 o'clock, and then you leave and it's
And
like
it's dark.
5 o'clock, but it's dark, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I know. But that's the
Yeah,
biggest thing for me is like movie theaters make it like, okay, I'm not touching my phone for 2.5 hours. When I'm at home on my couch, it's always like right there.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's not that bad.
And
I
that
would
might be a
just like,
self control problem, but like
yeah, I could
it's
just like leave
definitely
it in my
something.
room, you know?
Yeah, but like then I always know like there's no consequence. Like no one thinks I'm being an asshole if I check it. And the other thing that I kind of don't like about this is it's gonna make movie spoilers fucking impossible to avoid
Yeah.
on Twitter
No,
and
you're.
social
I mean, they
media.
already are like really hard to avoid.
I know, which is this is just gonna make it near impossible. So I'm
Mhm.
just gonna end up deleting Twitter every time a major movie comes out.
No, that's smart.
It's fine. I
Anyways,
already did that for Endgame and shit. But yeah, anyways, so
yeah,
that's that. I
Mandalorian.
do wonder if fucking cat. I do wonder if or not Mandalorian. I do wonder if Black Widow's gonna go to Disney Plus because it seems like kind of stupid that they haven't put it on there already. But yeah, Mandalorian.
Yeah. So I actually like this episode. I think it was probably the best one so far,
I love the
in my opinion.
length.
It was what, like 35 minutes, right?
Perfect, dude. I love that. Oh
Yeah. It felt like it was like 50 minutes, but I'm like, no, it's over already. I'm quite happy about this.
yeah. Boba Fett did something for the first time in any Star Wars media.
He he got so much screen time. I think he got more screen time in this one episode than he did in all the Star Wars movies combined.
Yeah, and definitely more dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Um,
was cool.
he was pretty cool. It was cool when like you saw like someone shot all the stormtroopers and then like he comes down and he's wearing the armor. That was pretty cool
Hmm.
because
How
at
did he
first he
get? Did
wasn't.
he just?
I think
He
he just
got
went
the
into the
arm
ship
just
and took it.
because. Yeah, it's funny. Um,
um, but yeah, no, I like this episode and I liked how just like compact and straight to the point it was. Like we actually
yeah, it
got
had
to the
a.
fucking Jedi planet. His ship didn't break down.
It was. It got straight to the point. It was not very slow. I think the only slow part was actually all the action was happening. Like
Hmm.
when all the stormtroopers came on the planet. Like, I hate to say it, but no, I don't hate to say it at all. Actually, the stormtroopers literally served no purpose in this episode. They got to the planet.
Yeah.
They just started firing at what's her name? Feka.
Yeah,
What's her name?
Feck it or
Uh,
something.
what's something like that? Yeah, and Boba Fett, and they didn't kill either of them. They didn't damage
Hmm.
either of them. They just slowly started being killed by like the three of them,
Yeah, it was just an
and
excuse to have
then
Boba
like
Fett
they,
do
they
something
served no
cool.
purpose. Yeah, and then the dark troopers came down and just like
Fucking Iron Man
slowly
Legion.
took
I was like,
Rook. They were literally the Iron Man Legion. It
they
was pretty
literally looked
cool.
exactly like Iron Man. That's what I thought. But it was cool, like when the slave one flies down and you're like, oh shit, it's Boba Fett.
Yeah, you're like, oh
Like,
my god, that's literally him.
yeah, because I thought when we saw him earlier this season, I was like, okay, that'll be fucking season 3, episode 4. He'll finally show up. But no,
Mhm.
he's actually like, it looks like he's gonna be in the rest of the season. Um,
Yeah.
do you think this is setting up for a Boba Fett spin-off show? Because that's kind of the vibe I got. Because the
I don't know. I don't know if
development,
I feel like if they were planning on doing a spin-off show, they wouldn't make a spin-off off their already spin-off show. You know what I mean?
well, would it even really be that? Because the
Uh,
Mandalorian started development as a Boba Fett show, and they changed it.
Really?
Hmm.
I think it'd be more likely if Boba Fett was just like in the show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think he's such a big character they could easily make him carry his own show if they wanted to, and show what happened like immediately after the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah. I mean, they could also do that in the
They could do
Mandalorian
that
too.
in Mandalorian too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the little baby handcuffs they put on Grogu that like the Empire
The
must have
baby
had
what?
lying around. The little handcuffs.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
He has little handcuffs on him. Like, where was the
Oh, I would have to
Empire
watch that.
keeping those for like a
Just in case there's
species
a.
that small? Uh,
Um,
and
yeah, it was funny. It was just weird that like Grogu just sat there the entire time, and then like coincidentally,
straight
right when
vibing.
yeah, he was just vibing the entire time. He was literally doing like the Buddhist
He was in
meditation
the
with the
Avatar state.
yeah, and or he was in the spirit world. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, it was just coincidental that like right as his little force field died out was when Mando was like, "All right, I'm gonna go over here now," and then the Dark Troopers just came down, and I was
Right.
like, "All right, that's."
I
Um,
thought it was funny when they walked up to the rock and Mando says to Grogu, he's like, "Does this look Jedi to you?" It's like,
yeah,
what are you asking him that for?
he's a fucking baby.
He can't answer you. Uh, but yeah, no, I like this episode a lot, and I liked because like Boba Fett has this weird like fan base around him, despite the fact that he never fucking did anything.
He's just
And
cool. That's it.
his
He's really
armor
just
was
cool.
cool though. Like, did he even
Yeah.
do anything cool in either of the movies he was in? Because
No, he just looked cool.
he died like a bitch. Well, he didn't die now, but he like Han Solo killed him by accident.
Mhm.
Han Solo literally was turned around and was like, "Oops!" Like Boba Fett went flying into the Sarlacc pit. Uh, but so I like that we actually get to see like a reason to actually give a shit about this character, which is always cool. And Grogu, like they actually reached their goal. Grogu did his thing, and now there's like we got to go get him.
Yeah, I hope that this episode wasn't just an excuse for Grogu to get kidnapped. I hope that the whole meditation thing from Grogu actually like reached out to other Jedi's, and we'll get to see other
Yeah.
Jedi's.
Well, it must
Um,
have,
I would,
right?
yeah, I would hope so, because he like fainted Grogu's little sleepy nap time.
I really am curious who it is though. Like what
What if
Jedi would show up if it's one we know or not.
might just be a random? I don't know.
I don't know. It'd be cool
I guess
though.
we'll find out.
We will indeed.
Um, yeah, it's a pretty good episode. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought this was a fun. This was a definitely one of the better. I like the last two have been
I agree.
kind of
Last two were
really
really good.
fun.
Definitely
That
the
like
highlights.
seeing just Mando just like team up with like random Star Wars characters.
Mhm.
And that's not what I want. I don't want the whole show to be that. Like I don't want it to be like, look, Chewbacca, like from now on. But I just
Mhm.
like I like that he's ran into like some big names. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice so that like you can look back on and be like, oh yeah, that's the episode where he runs into Boba Fett, or, like Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chad.
Chad, I agree.
Good stuff. Now let's talk about the
Hmm.
real Chad.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, 2020.
um, yeah, I saw this movie in theaters right before
Oh, did
shutdown.
you?
This was the last
When
movie I
when did this
saw
movie come out?
Valentine's Day. That's what I did for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
I went
yeah,
with my
that's
girlfriend to see Sonic. Yeah.
this is a pretty
So
great
no
Valentine's Day date.
spoilers. Not that there's
No
many spoilers.
spoilers.
No spoilers. Yeah, it came
Sonic
out this
dies.
year. Sonic fucking dies. um, yeah, as a kids movie, it's actually this is not as bad as it should be for a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like this is not, and like when you saw those initial trailers, I was like, uh
It's
oh,
gonna be
like,
a fucking mess.
yeah, here comes fucking Sonic. But no, actually,
It's
I
not
had
bad.
an enjoyable time when I watched it in theaters. Like there's some really bad stuff, but like I don't know,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
well, I wouldn't say
harmless.
there's. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just not great. I would say
Mm-hmm.
this and Detective Pikachu belong in a little bit of a same category. I probably
They
like
do.
Detective Pikachu just a little bit more, but
Mm. I think that might
they
be because I
belong in a
like
similar
Pokemon more,
category
though.
where it's like, yeah, no, I agree. Where it's like, you know what? This movie didn't like. I went into this movie being like, I'm not gonna like this. But then because I went in with such low expectations, because it wasn't that bad, I was like, you know, if I had to watch it again, I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, how much can you
Um,
hate Sonic flossing twice?
a little bit. It was kind of
uh,
that was kind of stupid, but
I really like Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. I thought that was fun. There's a really
yeah, no,
long
he was
dance
pretty good.
scene with him, which is kind of odd, but
When was that?
it's like I don't know. It's like halfway through. There's just a scene where he's like making something and he like dances for a really long time, and there's like a hologram T-Rex that he runs from.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Tommy's
forget
memory
that,
on
but I
this
believe
movie
it.
he watched yesterday is faded.
I literally watched it yesterday.
uh,
I know I watched 2 days ago, I think.
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's how much can you really say about it? Like, it's a kids movie, and it's not like anything crazy. It's not like I've seen a lot worse, like kids, like the Smurfs and shit. Like really bad reboot movies where they're like, "We came through a portal and we're." Can you hear me? You just froze. God damn it! Well, audience, it's just me and you. Unfortunately, Daddy has left the building. Tommy, hello. Hey, buddy. Hey, bada bada. Hey, bada bada swing.
I can hear you. Oh, there you
Okay,
are.
you're
You're moving
back.
again.
Okay, you're back. It
Am
said
I,
my internet
do you
connection's
hear my
unstable, but
voice?
I just changed my Wi-Fi. Yep, I hear you.
Okay, cool.
I just had a lovely conversation with the audience. I'll leave that in. Um,
All right, cool. Yeah, so I think one of the positives about this movie, well, kind of positives, is that like it has a style of humor. It just doesn't like stick to it,
mm,
and it's like I don't know, like the moments that are there were several moments in this movie that I'm like that is like genuinely pretty funny. And I wish they had that level of comedy like throughout the entire movie. And if they did, I would have liked it a lot,
yeah,
but they didn't. And it was a lot of it was like, what? Why would I don't know? It was just like kind of
alone
dumb.
on a Friday night. God, you're pathetic.
Yeah, it was stuff like that.
Well,
And
no, I was talking about that Sonic the Hedgehog meme. Do you know the one I'm talking
I
about?
believe it.
I'm
No.
gonna send it to you. Anyway, uh,
Okay. But I did like there was that moment where this guy was named like Crazy Jim or whatever, and he was like, I swear to God, there's this blue devil that runs around the neighborhood, and then he holds up a picture of like the meme Sonic, and
oh
he's like,
yeah,
here's a drawing of it, and I'm like, oh, that's really funny that they
yeah, that
included
was a
that.
cool callback. There
Um,
was some of the most insane product placement in this movie that I've literally ever seen. When
I
James
agree. Like,
Marsden's wife is like, "Look at this house I just purchased on Zillow." So she like turns her computer on. She's got Zillow.com open. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I've never seen it just so. And then obviously the
Olive Garden,
Olive
and
Garden.
um, and then there was that one with the Amazon where like there were these like drones, like predator drones that were attacking his house, and he's just, and then I think Sonic is like, can you believe Amazon's gonna start delivering packages with these things? But yeah, there are moments like that were like really actually like pretty funny. But then like the majority of it was like Sonic finds a chili dog and it's like, huh, I love this stuff, and it,
Yeah.
or
Well, he does
just
love
like
chili dog.
sassy little, yeah, there were like sassy lines. But
Yeah, a lot of this movie is
and
just
there's also
Sonic and James Marsden driving in a car.
I agree. There's also a lot of moments, especially in the beginning, where Sonic would like portray a scene, but only by himself because he's so fast.
Oh
So
yeah.
like
He did
There's that scene where he
baseball by
plays
himself, right?
baseball, then like ping pong, and he does some other things, and it's just like, all right, I get the bit. Like you don't have to
Yeah, I
keep doing
noticed
this.
in the movie, like everything Sonic does is related to being fast. Like, he like in his house, he's got like a treadmill and like he's got like a poster of like the Flash and comic books of the Flash, and it's like Speedy Gonzalez cartoons. It's like, okay, I know, he's
Yeah, I get the
fast.
point. And then like he literally, it opens up with him like trying to see how fast he can run through a speed radar, and it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, this is,
Also, what
you
is
know.
it like? Is it what's the plot of this movie? Is it that Sonic's sheer speed rips a hole in the space time continuum, and then
So literally the plot of this movie is that he gets depressed while playing baseball with himself, so he decides to run around the diamond at such a fast pace that it causes a outage across the entire Pacific West Coast. Oh, sorry, Pacific Northwest. And that's the plot of the movie.
and then Eggman is called in,
Yeah,
and the government's like,
Doctor.
"We don't want to work with this guy. He's he's a loose cannon."
Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, we have to call in Robotnik, and then they're like, no, no, we can't. And then they were just like, but we should. And then like that's literally the conversation.
They're like, "But we will." Yeah, and then James Marsden meets up with Sonic, and James Marsden, what is it? He wants to leave to become a big city cop, and Sonic's goal is to convince him that his dreams should not be what he does. He's like, no, you should stay in the small town where you're miserable because I, Sonic the Hedgehog, who you don't know, said you should.
hmm He said, I think James Marsden. He was like, I've been a cop here for so long. I want to be on the streets in San Francisco so I can get the so I can be part of the real action. And it was like, what are you trying to say about San Francisco?
Yeah, right.
Um, but I don't, and then Sonic was like, no, the people here need you. And then he's like, yeah, you're right. That
Yeah,
was like it.
but don't they all fucking
Anyway,
hate
should we get into
him?
spoilers?
Wait, hold on. I want to ask one more question in non spoilers. Without
Yeah, yeah.
looking it up, Tommy, I want, because I don't remember. Can you tell
Mm-hmm.
me James Marsden's actual character's name? Because
I would know it if I heard it.
I want to say Scott, but I know that's just because he played Cyclops in X Men.
Donut Lord.
Oh yeah, he's fucking Donut Lord. Uh, I don't remember. Do you?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Is it
I'm gonna
like
look.
Brad or something?
Brad. I'm gonna say it's like James, even though that's his
Oh,
real name.
I think it was James. No, no, no. You know what it was? It was Thomas. That's what it
No,
was.
it
It
was
was
not
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah, it was because
Oh, it
it
was
was
Tom.
Thomas
Yeah.
Tom because he had something that was like Thomas, and then his middle name was Michael. And I'm like, huh,
Ah, that's like
yeah,
yeah. All right, spoilers.
yeah. So two of my favorite parts of the movie. This ties back into the funny thing because I think these two are maybe the funniest parts. Sonic drops his rings on some building in San Francisco, so they have to like go to the building and get up there, but they can't just walk in with this fucking blue hedgehog, right? So they they stuff him in a duffel bag, and while they're going up to the elevator, um, Tom is like, or no, sorry, Sonic is like, guys, I can't even breathe in here, and then he's like, shut up, dude. He tells the bag to shut up, and then someone is like, is your child in that bag? And he's like, no, 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 it's not my child. It's just really, it was, I don't know, that line was just like so good and so funny.
That's what I mean.
And
There's
then
some actual good bits in this movie.
yeah, no, if this movie was like all really good bits and like they didn't rush it and try to like find really funny lines, I would have actually like really probably enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the problem. They're exceptions. And then the other one I liked was at the end where Tom is like he goes through the ring and like ends up on Robotnik's ship, and
Mm-hmm.
then I think Jim Carrey is like, who are you? And then he's whatever his name is. He's like, "I'm Donut Lord, you son of a bitch." But he gets cut off before he can say bitch. But I just thought that line was great.
My favorite thing in the movie was when Dr. Robotnik speaks a full line of dialogue in Japanese for no reason. Do you
Yeah,
remember this? Because it
I
stuck
do
out to
remember
me
this. I
so
don't.
apparently. I don't know what he
Mhm.
said, but he said it completely in Japanese, and I was like, oh, okay. And I also
Yeah, so that's
remember
happened.
when he unleashed his droid army and he said, look what came out of my egg sack.
I remember that too. Yeah.
Because I remember being in the theater and the entire theater just roaring with laughter.
I remember that. That was really funny.
Could I? So kind of a fun story from my theater when we saw this movie was we
Yeah,
all
go
sat
for
through
it.
the movie and whatever. It was kind of a full theater, which was surprising because it was Sonic the Hedgehog and it was Valentine's Day. But
Mhm.
so after the movie, we're all waiting through the credits because we looked up and we was like, oh, it's a there's an end credit scene. Did you watch the end credit scene?
Um, yeah, with Tails.
Yeah. So as we're watching the end credit scene, like it starts and like there's like it's like starts with like some scenery or whatever, and like someone in the front's like tails, 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 and then like the whole theater starts going tails, 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 and then tails like shows up on screen, and the whole theater went yeah. I was like, it was so fucking funny. I was like, I've never seen Tails get such a raw reaction in my whole
That is so funny.
life.
Uh,
There's gonna be a sequel to this movie, apparently.
are you sure? Like
Pretty
they're
sure.
already
It
developing it?
made pretty good money, apparently. I think.
Huh. I believe
I think
I'd
like
watch it.
yeah, I think like children love Sonic, so it makes sense.
Hmm. I would just hope if they do the right things, if they like figure out what they did right with this movie and like minimize the things they did wrong. They didn't even do that
Hmm.
much wrong. It's just
No,
the problem is there were so many like below par moments that were just like, this just feels like a
kids movie.
normal normal
Yeah.
kids movie. Um, but there are a lot of good stuff, and if they just keep doing that good stuff, it could be like a really really fun movie.
Hmm. Um.
Same thing with Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. I mean, both of them are pretty similar tier wise for me. Because I think this movie had better acting than Detective Pikachu. Because I remember watching
Yeah,
Detective Pikachu and being like, man, these human people, not the Pokemon, but the humans, they're not good at acting.
yeah. Especially, I hate like calling out these people, but like especially I think the female lead
Yeah.
in the Detective Pikachu movie.
Hmm. But the male lead was not much better either, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't really remember. All I remember was that Detective Pikachu was his father.
Spoiler! Tommy!
Yeah. No, because I remember we were with Danny. Well, we were with a bunch of people, but I remember telling Danny because he was sitting right next to me. I'm in the beginning of the movie. I'm just like, what if Pikachu is his dad? And then once we found out that Pikachu was the kid's dad, Danny turns to me. And he's like, what?
Did you read spoilers?
It was so funny.
uh, fuck, I did have a point about this movie. Oh yeah, so James Marsden legally adopts Sonic the Hedgehog as his child at the end of the movie.
Did he actually? Because
I
he
think
didn't he say
so.
like school night?
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
it's like a school night or something.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. It's just an odd direction for these movies to go because, like, so in the early 2000s, right? Like, there were all these reboot movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks and Smurfs and, just like shitty ass, like, kids' movies with like old characters. And all of them had the exact same goddamn plot, which was like, they came from a portal to our world and now they're surviving New York City and it's crazy and they're interacting with humans and oh no, Smurfette farted. Like, and this movie, like, it kind of felt like a little bit of a return to form. It's much better than any of those movies, believe me, but like,
Yeah.
it definitely felt like that in parts where Sonic's like flossing and like, you know.
I agree.
which
They
isn't
tried
even
to
that
make it.
cringy because like Shazam, he flosses in Shazam too, and it's like movies are products of the time, right? But this one felt a little late on that train.
It
Because Shazam
definitely did.
came
I
out in
mean, I don't
April
know.
of 2019, and this movie came out in February of 2020. So a little bit after the flossing trend had died.
I mean, I can understand why they would do it like ironically, even, but
Oh, sure.
it still just like was not funny, and it was very cringy. And I'm like, even if they're trying to be funny, it's just not working.
Hmm. Do you think this movie would be worse if they kept the original Sonic design?
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
the
do
this
too.
like I didn't mind. I didn't really mind the new one.
No,
You
I
know.
didn't either. But the old
So
one
here's
is haunting.
it is very haunted. Here's the real question. And I've heard some people say this. Do you think that they purposely released the trailer with the bad Sonic design, knowing that it would have that reaction so that people would then
People would
talk
go
about
see
and
it.
see the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard that theory, but that seems like a lot of work for like that seems like a lot of work for a marketing thing. Like that's a whole CGI model um that like they would have to create with fur and shit that moves. Like I
It's
don't
not
know.
that. I mean, they would have to make a trailer with this one CGI model. I
Right,
don't
but how
expect
long
they
would that
made
take?
with the right team. I mean, it would maybe take a month if they like really. I don't know. I don't really know how this stuff works, but I imagine it would not take more than like 2 or 3 months to just
Yeah,
make this one trailer with this one CGI model.
I mean maybe, but I mean there were some promotional materials with that too. But I don't know. I
Yeah,
do think this
that
movie
that's
would be
where.
wildly worse if that design was used, though.
Yeah, because I just don't think I'd be able to get over the horrific design of it.
Yeah, it'd be funny if like in the sequel, like Tails has like the same kind of design as like Sonic, and like Knuckles has the same kind of design, but then like Shadow is based off like the original kind of design, and he's like all freaky and fucked up.
There's just all fucked up designs.
Do you
That'd be
think
so cool for
we'll
like
ever see
Shadow.
Shadow on the big screen?
That would be dope. That would be really dope if we saw
I can't
Shadow
hear
on the
you.
big screen. I said it would be really dope if we saw Shadow on the big screen.
I can't hear you, pal.
Still can't.
I
Nothing.
can't hear you. Is your mic on? Did you mute yourself by accident?
No, I'm not
This
muted.
thing. Tommy just left. I assume he'll be back. It's you and me again, folks. This is while Tommy's not here, he has shit his pants several several times in high school,
Can you hear me?
and no one like, oh hey Tommy,
So you were like this thing, and
you
I clicked
back?
it, and
I
then
can't hear you still.
actually, you still can't hear me.
Unplug your headphones.
Hold on, I'm unplugging it. It's plugged back in.
I can't hear you.
No. Uh, all right, we'll do it live.
Hello,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Tommy.
You can't hear me at all.
There you go. What'd you do?
I unplugged my headphones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah. Um, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Uh, yeah. So Sonic is it's a fun time. It's a stupid, dumbass movie, but if you watch it with people, probably have a pretty good time, honestly.
Yeah,
But I still say bad.
I agree. Yeah, it's a bad movie, but I could see myself like turning a new leaf. I don't know. I think it's kind of mid tier. I don't necessarily think it's so bad, but I don't think it's a good movie either. Um, I'd like to see where it goes though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely see a sequel, and I'll
Yeah.
eventually see the team up movie of Detective Pikachu and Sonic.
Yo, that'd actually be so cool. Do you think? Okay, here's also another thing. Do you think there's gonna be a Mario movie?
Yeah, I think there's one in development.
Actually,
I don't know if it's animated or not though.
ooh, that'd be
I
weird
think
if it was
so.
live action.
There was a Zelda TV show in development for a really long time, but it never went anywhere.
Oh, I heard about that.
Sorry, folks. The
Yeah, sorry
mistress
for
just
the.
walked in.
Yeah,
The old ball and
yeah.
chain just walked
Oh, can't live with them, can't live without them.
in.
Pass me a
Tommy,
beer.
that's gonna be us one day.
I hope it is.
What
The thing is,
is
I'm
this you're
not. The
playing?
thing is,
Oh,
what
she's
is this? Grateful
awake.
Dead?
She came out of your cave.
Working hard or hardly working? Yeah, no. The problem is we say stuff like that so much,
I
like
know that our kids are
ironically,
gonna
so
think we're
much.
serious.
No, no. The problem is, I hope there might be a point where I become serious, and then
Oh
that's how
yeah,
it happens.
I made
Uh,
a tweet that was like, I wonder how much my future son is gonna like hate it when I come into his room all the time and just say like, "Are you winning, son?" It's gonna happen a lot, and I know the meme's gonna be well past expired by that point. But
It'll be
yeah,
years and years expired.
yeah, my parents are still making like fucking got milk jokes, so like I don't think it's too far off.
No, that's fair.
Uh,
My parents still like send the like Judge Judy rolling her eyes gif.
uh, yeah, it's so funny the
Yeah.
generational like
Anyways,
differences. Just
yeah.
like what people find funny.
Um.
Like a 50-year-old woman once came to an old job I had at a pet store, and there was like this little uh dog toy beer bottle, and she was like, "Oh, isn't this just hilarious? It's like he's drinking a beer." And I was like, "Yep, that's exactly what
That's
it's like."
exactly what it is.
That's why they made it, because it would be funny if the dog looks like, haha, it's drinking a beer. Your dog is an alcoholic, just like you. It's so funny. Like,
I love that so much of like white middle-aged humor is just like revolves around alcohol.
oh yeah.
Like the whole, I still say like, oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm always like, don't talk to me till I've had my wine. And if you know me, that's at 9 a.m.
And
I'm
it's weird because
a drinker.
I even have some friends that are a bit like that, where they're just like, someone's drinking, you're like, you didn't think to offer me some, and it's like,
Oh my
oh,
god. My old relatives, every time when I was a kid, they would always come over to me when I was like 8 years old and be like, "You want a scotch?" And I'm like, haha, it's funny because I'm clearly a child and I'm not
yeah,
supposed to drink alcohol, but that's why it's funny.
yeah, yeah. No, I would
Uh,
even have that like with relatives. They didn't like joke around like that too much, but like as soon as I turned like 16, I guess the age where like they started drinking as kids or whatever, like
mhm.
anytime I was at family gatherings, like I could sneak you a beer or something, and I'm
Oh
like,
my god, I know, right?
it was
When
like,
I got
all right,
whenever like a kid gets their license, everyone's like, "Whoa, I gotta stay off the roads now. I'm
yeah,
hanging up my keys." It's like, haha, so funny.
I'll let you back out first.
And the funny thing is, me and Tommy we talk like like old middle-aged men to each other so much that like I think people in public that might think we're serious. Like Tommy and I were at a Ben and Jerry's recently,
I
and
love this.
we walked outside, and Tommy pulled his mask down, and he went like very deeply inhaled, like he was running out of breath, and I pulled mine down, and I was like, we both started, like panting for breath. And we were like, oh, those damn things.
Yeah,
uh,
I actually remember that. I remember that bit in particular because I told like I actually continued that bit with other people where I'd just be like, oh
I know.
god.
And then you cough, and you're like, oh.
I love line first the liberals take away our freedom of speech, then they take away our freedom to breathe. Uh,
Oh boy,
yeah, I'm gonna be
humor.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a great middle-aged man.
I think
In
we
some
all
ways,
are, honestly.
I'm like, I love it because that's probably like, I hate to say it, it's probably the least exciting time of your life.
Oh
But in
yeah.
terms of humor, it just, oh, there's so much.
It's like I can't wait to go up to Tommy's kids and be like, if you're anything, you're like your old man, you're gonna get into some serious trouble.
I remember
Meanwhile,
there was a,
all I've known Tommy my whole life is like a very respectful young man.
I remember in particular, we were hanging out with a few people, and our friend Brett was there, and Brett was with his girlfriend, and something happened. I think his girlfriend was like, "Oh yeah, I work on a farm," and you're like, "Oh, so you're used to working with animals, am I right?" We pointed at
Then you're well equipped to handle this guy, am I right?
I love humor like that. It's
Oh god. All right. What are you watching, Tom? What have you been watching? I should say. That's what our.
I watched Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, you didn't like
Wasn't
it.
as good as it was fine. It's fine. It makes me really want to play chess. Is like, I mean, that's what everybody says. So I mean, I feel just like them. But I don't know. Everybody was like, "It's the greatest thing I've ever watched in my life," and I'm like,
Yeah, I've just heard it makes you want to play chess.
it wasn't great. The first couple episodes are pretty good, but it's fine. It's just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like chess now.
Yeah, I like chess too. Me and Danny from the Scott Pilgrim versus the World episode, we would always go to the mall around here, and they had a big
Play
chess
big
set.
chess.
We would always
Yeah,
play. Yeah.
I'd play you in
Unfortunately,
chess
because
if
of
you
Miss
want to play.
Rona, can't.
If you
What
want
was
to,
it?
if I'd play. Do you know how to play chess? Like pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not good at it. Danny kicks my ass every time, but
Mm. Well, I'd play you if you want to play on chess.com. I'd be down.
okay.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I'll do that. What have I been watching? I don't remember. Oh, I watched a couple of things. So I watched The Rise of Skywalker. Still didn't like it, but now I'm done watching Star Wars. Stupid ass movie. Uh, one movie I like surprisingly like loved was I watched Chef. Uh,
Chef. I don't know it.
yes, it's a Jon Favreau movie. Jon Favreau made Iron Man and Elf and The Mandalorian,
Mhm.
and so our friend Brett, who we just talked about, uh, he always is like memeing about this movie. Like he's always like, "Hey, have you seen Chef?" Like he'll yell it at like random people. I'm like, "You've seen Chef with Jon Favreau?" And I always thought it was like a joke because it was like a bad movie or whatever. But I watched it. No, it's like really good. Like I was getting like pretty emotional because it's like a really good movie about like it's about a chef who, believe it or not, it's about a chef who like he wants to make like the food he wants, but the kitchen or the manager of him like wants him to make these specific dishes. And what's interesting is it's like it's based on Jon Favreau's experience making Iron Man 2 because he wanted to make like a specific Iron Man movie, but Marvel was like, no, we want you to put this in it. We want you to do this. We want you to do this. So it was really a movie about his experience on Iron Man 2 that he turned it to this
Uh,
movie, which is really cool. And it's just a really good like father son movie that made me pretty emotional. And it's just so much fun. It's like one of those movies where like not much like conflict happens past the first like act, but it's just like so like nice and uplifting. But
I'll have to
I
see it.
loved
What
it.
is it on?
It's
What
on
streaming service?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, cool. I'll watch
We
it.
could do a chef episode.
I'd be down for a chef episode.
Uh, I also watched Little Miss Sunshine. Wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it was definitely enjoyable.
Hmm.
Um, kind of a fun road trip movie. And then I watched the new Fincher movie, which just came out on Netflix, Mank, which is about Herman Mankiewicz, the screenwriter for Citizen Kane, and like the story behind the making of the movie. And it was okay. It was definitely my least favorite Fincher movie. I've been on kind of like a Fincher kick, watching like Zodiac and Gone Girl and like a bunch of his movies. Um, and I don't know. I think if I had watched Citizen Kane, maybe I would have like liked this movie more because I would have gotten some of the references and stuff.
Oh, I saw Citizen Kane a while ago, so I might have to rewatch it before watching this one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna watch Citizen Kane and then like maybe in a couple months or something I'll rewatch Mank. But the filmmaking was great, obviously, because it's David Fincher.
Oh, you know what I
Uh,
realized?
yeah.
Um, Uh, I don't know if I mentioned this last episode. I don't know if this was a week ago or before this,
About
but
a week ago.
um, I watched Palm Springs and Crip Camp. Did I mention that last week?
I don't think you mentioned that last week. Because
Okay,
you
so that
said
was this
last week
week.
I'm going to watch a bunch of 2020 movies.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, I watched Palm Springs, which is an Andy Samberg like comedy movie, and then I watched Crip Camp, which is a
Mm-hmm.
documentary. I found out the executive producers, two of the executive producers were Barack and Michelle Obama.
What did you say? Adducers?
I think I said Moshe Obama. That's true. Two of the
Mosho.
two of the executive producers were Barack and Michelle Obama.
Ah.
Um, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty touching movie, and it's about like these people who disabled people who like in their experiences as disabled people with like this camp that they all went to, and as well as like fighting for like civil rights. And it's not really like a sad movie, but it's more like touching and like heartwarming. So it's
Yeah.
good though.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't think I watched anything else. I've been so fucking busy this week. Is that all you watched? Would you? Oh wait. Did you like Palm Springs? Right?
I did.
I thought it was fun.
I thought it
You
was
enjoyed
fun
it.
as well. Yeah. It was a
Have you
cool
seen
little take.
Groundhog Day?
Yeah, a while ago. I need to watch it again. I liked it that there was this one part of the movie where he's like, "What's going on?" She like went to Andy Samberg, like, "What the hell is going on? What did you do to me?" He's like, "Oh, if you know those like time loopy things, it's one of those." And it was just like pretty straight and to the point. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. I was surprised J.K. Simmons was in it. When I saw him, I was like, J.K. Simmons.
Like that's him. That's him. You know that I realized they just completely forgot about him.
No, they did. There's an end credit scene. You should watch it.
Oh, really? I didn't. I
Yeah.
like skipped through it because I was looking for an end credit scene, but I didn't see it. What happened to him?
Well, he just like you see him go and like tap, you know, Andy Samberg on the shoulder, and he's like, "So, like, what's this like way out you're talking about?" And Andy Samberg's like, "Who are you? What? I don't know you." So you could like tell that he's not in the loop anymore.
Huh?
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Um, that's about all I got.
Yeah.
You?
That's also pretty much all I got.
I don't know if this
Um,
this might be a shorter episode, it might not. I don't know how much those interruptions are gonna beef it up, but uh, thanks for listening.
yeah.
Tune in next week. We're gonna do Wonder Woman in preparation for Wonder Woman 1984,
Hmm.
and yeah, follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Letterboxd, and the links are all in the description below. And yeah,
All this on
have
Zillow.
some fun, but not too much fun.
And scene.
I thought you had something else. So you're just
No,
looking at me.
just gonna
All
say
right.
again.
And Finn.